Hey Booktube, happy Friday. This is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. By the time you see this, I will be buried under quite amount of paperwork that I have to do in multiple languages. I've got my rainbow mug here, and on the inside of it, it says, do more of what you love. And I love making videos. I love chatting with you in the comment section. I hope you feel comfortable leaving a comment. If you don't, you can always leave an emoji or give this video a thumbs up, which really does help my channel. Yeah, so I know I'm copying out a little bit on the Friday Reads part. I do have just piles of books over here for a video I'm hoping to make this weekend, and maybe post it on Sunday. And I'm really excited about it, but I'm honestly so kind of overwhelmed by my workload that I'm starting to think about working Saturdays and maybe having to work on some holidays, and that's okay. But I don't like this does not get sacrificed because of it. So I'm gonna do a tag after I give you a very, very brief reading update. I'm still reading Mother Angelica's thoughts about the scriptures. I'm still getting a kick out of it, getting some real food for thought, still disagreeing with her about some things, but it's good. It's a good book. And I'm also still reading Fox and I, An Uncommon Friendship by Catherine Raven. You know, I'd like to say that I'm going to make dents in these books this weekend, but I just don't know right now. So we'll see what happens there. I'm really disappointed because I did have big reading plans for both June and July, and yeah, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen there. So I'm a little frustrated, a little anxious about that, because there were some things that I really wanted to get to this summer, and I just don't know. It just may not happen this year, and that's okay. So I want to do the Booktuber name tag, which was created by Erin at Erin Read a Book. Erin read a book. Erin has been commenting on my channel for so long, and I pushed him to get a channel, which is so great because now he's not just only commenting or responding to things I have to say, but he has his own channel and he gets to initiate conversations with people. So I love that. And I was honored, Erin, to be the first prompt in this tag because it's all based on Booktube channel names. So the first one is Books I'm Not Reading, a book that's been on your TBR forever. So for this one, I got this at my used bookstore. This is Call It Sleep by Henry Roth. I first heard about this book in a documentary called Stone Reader. I was living in Chicago at the time, so that was like 2002, 2003, I think, somewhere in there. So it's been a really long time. It's mentioned in that film, and it talks about, you know, how this book was published, did okay, and then just kind of was forgotten, and somebody else wrote about it, and it had a huge resurgence. So I think that's a really cool story, and anyway, so I'm curious. I'm very curious about this book. One of you has offered to do a buddy read of it with me, maybe towards the end of the year, so we'll see what happens. If not this year, next year. So the next prompt is novel iDeea, which is such a great channel. And that is a book with an interesting premise or plot device. So I kind of went a different route with this one. I picked a nonfiction book. This is Paris to the Past by Ina Caro, and she and her husband moved to Paris, and this book kind of chronicles the history of France through day trips that she can take from Paris. I think there's 4 train stations in Paris. I think. I could be wrong about that. But anyway, so all of her trips are, and her telling of the history of France are, it's just like she gets on the train in the morning, she gets to the location, sees what she wants to see or whatever is in that particular location, and then comes back at night. So I think there might be one exception to that, maybe one place where that she goes that she has to spend the night. I could be wrong, but almost all of the trips are just day-long trips from Paris to other places in France, and I read this and just wanted to kick myself for all the places in France that I still haven't seen. So anyway, if you like Paris, just like I do, I would highly recommend this book. Prompt number 3 is Revenant Reads, another great channel. He reads a lot of horror, and so there's not a lot of overlap between our 2 channels, but there still is some. And the prompt for Revenant Reads is a book where someone has returned from the dead. So for this, I'm going to go for a book I actually don't own, but I have read World War Z by, I believe it's Max Brooks. I apologize again if I'm getting that wrong. Just have some grace with me. I was fully expecting to, I don't know, enjoy just a random zombie book. I mean, maybe enjoy is not the right word, but I felt like they made the book so serious and so kind of clinical. It felt like I was reading a scientific journal. And so, yeah, I didn't enjoy it very much, but I did read it. So let's see, prompt number 4, CriminOlly, a book where crime takes place. Okay, so I have a lot of different mysteries. I like Agatha Christie. I want to finish the Amory Ames series. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. I have the Amy LeDuc series, or part of the Amy LeDuc series by Cara Black. So this is one, it was on a recent video of mine, but my husband was talking about it, not me. This is Faceless Killers by Henning Mankell, and this is the first book. There's a prequel of short stories, but this is the first book in the Kurt Wallander series, and I have not finished this series either. Surprise. I think there's 10 books, and I think I'm up to book 7, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, but Faceless Killers is fantastic. It's a really, really gripping read. This is Scandinavian crime fiction, and Henning Mankell was just a wonderful writer, and Kurt Wallander is such a fascinating character. So if you like Scandinavian crime and you haven't checked these out, I would definitely recommend it. Question number 5, Book Time with Elvis, a book about time travel, or someone named Elvis. And Book Time with Elvis, that's another just amazing channel. So many events and live streams and original tags that Mark comes up with. We do own, my husband bought it, not me. We own a 2-volume set. I'm trying to see it. It's up on the top of this bookcase here. That is a biography of Elvis that's supposed to be amazing. I haven't read it. Let me know if you have. But I had to bring up, for time travel, The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. And I have to bring this one up because every time I have shown this on my channel, Aaron would leave a comment and he would just be in agony, and he would just be like, oh, that book was so bad, Kelly. And I reread it fairly recently, and I mean, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect book, but I still think it's got a great premise, and I don't know. Yeah. Some writers just shouldn't write about certain things, but anyway, but I did decide to hold on to it. So, it was a very difficult decision as to what to do, but I did decide to keep it. Okay, middle of the book march, Kim. Your favorite book that you read in March. And so, of course, for me, that's going to be Anthony Trollope's novel, The Last Chronicle of Barset. This is the 6th book in the Barsetshire Chronicles. I'm still probably saying it wrong. I did make a video about this whole series because I have talked about the last 3 books in this series on my channel a lot this year. So I'll just link to that down below, and you can hear, if you're interested, you can check that out. Let's see. The next one is Book Buds, another channel that makes great original tags. A book with a great friendship. So for this, I had to go with, and I even have 2 copies. That's how much I love this book. Betsy Tacy by Maud Hart Lovelace. So, it's a whole series. Betsy and Tacy, and eventually there's Tib. This is the PS edition that's got the first 4 books in it, and then there are a whole series of other PS editions that have, I think, 2 books in each one, and I have all of them because I love them. These my husband, so this book didn't come out. I don't know why this one wasn't the first one to come out, but it was just the books about when Betsy's a little bit older. Betsy's the main character, but I mean, it's the whole series is really about so much about friendship. But anyway, so I told Jason, I was like, I have to read the first 4 books first. So I bought these, and this is the 60th anniversary edition. I'm trying to see, a Harper Trophy published it. These, you could read the first 4 books in this series so fast, but it is wonderful, wonderful storytelling about friendship, and yeah, I wish I had read them when I was young. Anything about friendship makes me think about Betsy and Tacy and Tib later. So, the gang. All right, let's see. Question 8, obscure book adventures. A book that you loved that never gets talked about. Ooh, so I'm not sure if this book doesn't get talked about. Maybe it does get talked about a lot, and I just don't hear about it. But I absolutely love Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. And this, of course, is the movie cover, which I know is annoying to some of you. I do love the movie, too. Sorry about the glare there. Put it over here. Anyway, this is the story of a butler in a huge, Downton Abbey, if you will, kind of home. And a woman comes to be, she's the head housekeeper. And so it's about what goes on in this big house. The writing in this book is so spectacular. So anyway, yeah, I really love this book. I love the movie too. Sometimes Jason and I just watch the trailer. So, okay, all right, let's see. Question 9, Savage Reads, a book with a monster or beast or a human acting monstrous or beastly. So I picked another nonfiction choice for this. This is Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. Okay, so this alternates between the development, the creation of all the buildings that were built for the World's Fair in Chicago in 1893, Yeah, 1893, the World's Fair. So it's the lead up to that, but of course it brings like the creation of all of those buildings brings a lot of people to Chicago. And of course, then when the World's Fair is happening, there's a ton of people coming to Chicago to see all of these wonders from around the world. And so it alternates chapters between the development and the celebration of the World's Fair with a serial killer who takes advantage of people coming to Chicago or working in Chicago, that sort of thing. And to say that, I mean, to call him just a serial killer, I mean, this is nonfiction. It's a real person. My mother actually has a friend who could only read the parts about the World's Fair. She could not handle reading the part about the serial killer. I mean, I think calling him a serial killer is a bit mild. It is really horrific story. So not something you want to read in the house all alone late at night. All right. And then the last prompt is 10, a book that fits your own channel name or the name of a channel you love. So I, since my channel name is already a prompt in there, I decided to go with Triumphal Reads, a book that makes you feel triumphant and makes your heart soar. And of course, I grabbed Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I love this book so much. I know you guys know that, but anyway, so I'm gonna tag Triumphal Reads, and then I also want to tag Alice in the Giant Bookshelf, Will Chambers, Sue Jackson. I thought, Sue, since you're reading all these big books for summer, there's gotta be some good stuff there. Of course, Steve Donahue, if he hasn't already done this tag, which he probably already has, but Steve, I'm tagging you anyway. Stuart Griffin, Corrine H. Smith. Corrine, thank you so much for the lovely remark you made in your library tag video. I really appreciate it. Whitney at Tabara's Den, reading iDeas, and iDeas is all caps. Cozy Day and Tea Leaves. A Genteel Black Hole. Randy Ray. Randy, I hope you're checking your mail. Check your mail, okay? And then recently seen reading, and finally Monty Edkins. Is that the name of your channel? I'm so sorry, Monty. But I'm tagging you. I'm gonna put it down below. Okay. All right. So I would love to hear, if you don't have a channel or you just don't want to do the tag, like, tell me your answers to some of these questions down below. Like, tell me the book that's the longest on your TBR. You can do just my prompt if you want to. Yeah, so I think it's a great tag, Erin. I'm so glad you made it, and it'd be fun for a group of us to make a tag together. I would love that. So we could all, yeah. I mean, I have like seriously been evaluating Booktube channel names since this tag came out, thinking like, oh, what could their prompt be? But anyway, so all right, I will let you guys go, but I hope to hear from you in the comment section. This channel brings me so much joy, and I will have a video hopefully up on Sunday. Booktube, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to be kind to others, be kind to yourself, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.